say, man, for those select few that are already initiated, you should already know what's coming next. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're gonna get to the other shit in a minute, but what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So with that in mind, man, it really ain't nothing else to do with this time, but just vibe. It's about that time for you to just open up your lip and let me crawl into your mind. One time. See, I love y'all to the moon and back, man. But that ain't where we going today. Next stop, Venus. Except you. I love you.
My dear little Gabrielle, that means no. It must have been. I'm sorry.
Pay attention.
The way I want that child. But you're not going to have it, is that so?
It's always a miss.
It's missing.
I'm always teaching.
I believe some words. Words? What words?
What it was, y'all. Y'all know who it is. And y'all tuned in with Priceless Knowledge of Self. And this right here, this ain't shit but some cosmic insight, man. And hey, man, I hope everybody's feeling good. I hope everybody's in tune and shit. But it's time to communicate. And speaking of words, they're of the, pardon me, they're of the utmost importance here, okay? Because this right here, this a little something about those people that have Venus in the third house of their natal chart. Yeah. And before we actually get to that part, y'all should know my style. But if you don't, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to bring y'all a little information about Venus. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about the energy and how it might affect you. Then after that, I'm going to give y'all a little quick breakdown of what the third house of the astrological chart is actually all about. And then after that, you know, we're going to bring it to a culmination. So without wasting any more time, man, let's get it cracking, okay? So Venus. Venus is the second planet from the sun. It's never more than 47 degrees away from the sun. It's feminine energetically, and it rules over the signs of Taurus and Libra, as well as the second and the seventh house of the astrological chart. And for me, Venus is all about pleasure, especially pleasure that's shared with somebody else in particular. But, you know, it's really all about love, romance, harmony, money, marriages, friendships, business partnerships, and beauty. Venus is about spreading happiness and tenderness. And it's also at the same time teaching us to love and appreciate the things that we possess. It's also about the arts and each one of our individual sense of the aesthetic. You know, what you find beautiful. I think y'all are beautiful. I think this is beautiful. And I meant it, even though it is cliche. But, you know, all BS aside, man, for me, Venus is inextricably linked to culture, charm, grace, and refinement. And this planet also, you know, kind of deals with pleasures, the things that the ones especially that we derive from our possessions, okay? And luxuries of all kind are going to be pleasing to Venus. And, you know, it really wants us to appreciate the exquisite nature of things. And when you're fooling with Venus, just remember this is an extremely sensual, not necessarily sexual, but an extremely sensual world, okay? And also understand that when we're talking about the house placement and the sign, this is going to show how you love and what you love, okay? And so when we're talking about the third house of the astrological chart, the third house is ruled by Mercury in Gemini, and it highly symbolizes our thinking and our communication style. It's all about writing. It's about short trips, our younger siblings, and pretty much our early childhood environment, as well as, you know, any powers that we have of analysis and discrimination, man. And, you know, we all possess different communication skills. We all have different mental capacities. And that's what the third house really speaks to, man. And the third house just speaks to how we express our thoughts more than anything else, you know. The 12th house has a lot to do with our subconscious mind and things that go on in the back, and even the 8th to a certain extent. And the 4th is about our deep down feelings, you have to understand. But the 3rd, this is how you communicate. And that could be writing, that could be all kinds of things. And like I said, this could represent one of your or all of your younger siblings, the relationship you have with them, and all kinds of stuff, man. And also like your school, your early schoolhood environment, man, when you were going to school and the type of, you know, issues you had there and the type of things that might have went on there. Okay. That's all the third house realm. Okay. And so when we're talking about putting Venus in the third house, well, I'm off top say that when I see this placement in the chart of somebody that I'm dealing with, it lets me know that I'm probably dealing with a pretty wise and refined person, to say the least, who really just knows exactly when to speak and exactly what to say, man. And it's in my experience that these are very charismatic communicators who just love to talk and, you know, share their thoughts and feelings and show off that extravagant vocabulary that they probably have, man. And, you know, this is game personified. I'm going to tell you this now, man. So don't ever get that twisted, man. They truly, you know, put the motherfucking art in articulation. Okay. These are some of the most loquacious and tactful people that there are, man, who are just really naturally persuasive because they have an uncanny ability to relate and connect to just about anybody in meaningful and beautiful ways. Okay. And with third house Venus people, let me tell you, man, there's usually a real knack for communication that allows them, you know, to really have harmonious interactions and understandings between people. And, you know, no, does that mean everything's going to be great? But no, they know how to smooth shit over, man. They've got a gift for just, you know, making sure things go the way they want them to go with that mouthpiece, man. You know, so much so that, you know, you got to be careful because this is somebody that could easily finesse your ass into, you know, believing that just about anything is acceptable. Okay. And that's if they're operating in a lower manifestation. Let me say that, man. Or lower vibration, pardon me. And on the other hand, if they're more evolved, I can say this, man, they're going to be experts. I mean, absolute experts at helping people patch up damaged relationships and building bridges between people, you know, that, you know, have differences and really couldn't get along before. And on another note from that, you know, some of the most awesome salesmen and marketers and promoters have this placement because with the way that they can easily just so relate to so many people, man, you know, they're going to be able to really sell sharp to a slug, man. And this is somebody that you've always seen that just had game since they were kids, man. And you've always known a person like that, man, especially if you grew up in any type of urban environment like I did. And, besides being, silver tongue, wordsmiths themselves, when they, shut up and listen, man, that's actually when their real power starts, because they are so freaking perceptive and empathetic that third house Venus people read people intuitively, and then they can literally feel, what other people are saying, which can, gives them all the information that they probably need and to employ that exquisite mouthpiece of theirs, and then, tell a person what they need to hear and put a smile on their face, if you dig it, man. And whether they actually mean the things that they say, that's a whole different bag, man. That's a whole different bag. That's really the great question here. And, the sign and aspects could probably answer that a little bit, to be honest, man. And on another note, let me tell you that Venus here, these people with this, man, they're probably going to have pretty harmonious and healthy relationships with their siblings and their neighbors. And that's also always another plus. Actually, these are usually the type of people that get along with just about anybody and everybody, because they just know how to get down like that. Now, when we talk about their love nature, let me tell you this, man. Of course, with this one, conversation rules the nation, man. The attraction with this, it always starts in the mind. It starts in the mind. And, they're aficionados at the art of whispering sweet nothings, man. And when they were in school, I have no doubt whatsoever that nobody ever wrote a more masterful little love note than they did, man. And, with Venus in the third, man, this one's hell, man, because they can have some powers of game and finessing and manipulation that, really know how to work people, man. And you wouldn't even know it, man. You'll be getting worked over and smiling in the process. And when you're done, you'll be smiling afterwards, man. Like, it's that sweet and that silky, to be honest, man. And that's just real, man. And when you're fooling with a Venus in the third house person, man, words are their paintbrushes, man. And, 9 times out of 10, they stay on some Rembrandt shit. Okay. Their vocabulary is immaculate. And sometimes to the point where they're either going to completely enchant you or just annoy the shit out of you with the way that they speak, to be honest, man. And to sum it up, man, y'all, these are usually really sweet people who just exhibit a really artful use of language and, verbal sophistication that just cannot be rivaled by anybody else, to be honest, and they use that shit just to make sure that things go their way. And of course, with that, man, that does, like I said, have a real, pronounced ability to manipulate, man. And that's just because their finesse skills is just, they're on point. Their own point, man. And the thing with that is, man, they don't have to deny their gifts. It's to instead just use those gifts of enchantment to inspire and persuade people into operating out of love and operating out of harmony instead of out of fear and out of resentment. So, we can all move towards a more balanced and better together. But, it is what it is. I want to say that this looks for a really awesome, harmonious relationship with the siblings. They might have a sibling that's either a Taurus or a Libra, or just, a really good looking sibling that, is really chill at a lot of the times, or they might just have a sibling that's really stubborn in a lot of the situations, when you're dealing with that Taurus energy. Who knows? There's a lot of different ways that this could play out. But the one thing to remember is, just because you build like that, you don't have to build like that. We all have all this energy available to us in all of our charts. What you do with it is what you do with it. And even beyond that, it ain't about what you do. It's about how you do it. That's some priceless knowledge in itself. And in my opinion and in my estimation, as long as you remember that, you'll be all right. Just remember to do that and don't go backwards, okay? Don't go backwards. I appreciate all the love and support. If y'all are interested in the astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below, or you can email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. And look, man, if y'all fool with me on any level, man, hit that like button. if you are watching this and you didn't hit that dislike button, I feel like you should be hitting the like button, man. Yeah, I had somebody challenge me, man, and tell me that, man, hey, it wasn't really a challenge. They were being sincere, and they were like, hey, I want to get a reading from you before you get to 10,000 followers or subscribers, because then I won't be able to get a hold of you. Well, that just inspired me to get to 10K and let my people know that everybody will still be able to get a hold of me, because me, I'm a man of the people. I'm the people's champ for real, man. Y'all don't never see anybody else that stays more dedicated. Look how much videos I put out since Halloween of this past year in 6 months, man. Over 200 and something videos, man. And I've never had anybody tell me that I wasn't on point, man. And that's something that's really near and dear to me, because I make sure that I work hard. This is not something that I'm just doing sitting here for fun, okay, y'all? This is my life. This is my career. This is what I do. I'm committed to helping people, and I'm also committed to helping myself. I have a family to raise, you understand? And hey, man, I love everybody. I just want to appreciate everybody that stays down to me. Let me tell you something. If you get to watch this, man, Deborah Scott, man, you are always donating to my channel, man. Every time you see something that you feel, man, you're the one that sends donations. You're the one that's had my back. And hey, man, I want to show you that you're down for me. And if y'all fool with me on any level, man, don't just go join my Facebook group, Priceless Knowledge Yourself. Y'all go join both of Deborah Scott's group. One is called Sex, Love, and Synastry. Or Sex, Love, and Synastry, I think is what it is, pardon me. And the other one is Screw It, Let's Talk Astrology. And hey, she puts in a lot of work, man. And with the support that she showed me, man, I just want to show her support, man. So y'all go show her some love, man. I appreciate everybody that does get readings for me. I'm swamped right now, man. So I'm going to tell you, man, I'm going to have to catch up this week before I accept any more after today. So I will let y'all know again when I'm exactly accepting any more readings. Or I really will be accepting it, but it's going to be delayed. If you're willing to wait weeks for a couple weeks or 2 weeks down the line to get your reading, you can please hit me up. But right now, man, you have to understand it's just me. I do everything on my own, and I'm backed up. My business is booming, and I'm appreciative of that. But hey, hear me, okay? We'll talk about it in a little bit.